Ravens Update.
Next up, we have the Ravens update. Now, we actually have two games to cover in today's segment because Ravens played on Monday, and again, we film on Monday. So we had not yet seen that game yet. We had made some predictions, which I'll talk about in just a second, but my overall viewpoint, the Raiders game was extremely disappointing. The O-line looked really, really bad. Villanueva looked absolutely awful at right tackle, which I will say in his defense, he is a left tackle. That was his first game being shifted as right tackle. I get it. Like, that's tough. I think he looked a lot better this week. We'll get to that as well. Defense got beat up pretty badly by their wide receivers. Raiders have a lot of really gritty, quick wide receivers that can get open on you. Kind of similar to the Chiefs, actually. I had some concerns about our injuries. I think the Raiders game had started to kind of confirm that. So we had some predictions that we did in last week's segment. We predicted the game would be a very close, gritty game. We didn't expect the blowout that we necessarily would have predicted in previous years, mainly because of all the injuries that were on the Ravens. So that one turned out to be true. Very gritty game, very close. Overtime, way more suspense. That was the most Las Vegas game that I've ever seen. We predicted that the Ravens would struggle and that the injuries would be a clear cause of that. That definitely was the case. You could noticeably see Marcus Peters not being there. You could noticeably feel Derek Wolfe not being there. The running game was surprisingly effective. We had made a prediction that the Raiders would outrush the Ravens. That did not happen at all. We were dead wrong on that. Josh Jacobs looked visibly ill. We know that he was recovering from an illness. He very clearly was not recovered. He was on the sideline multiple times that game, having to come off looking like he wanted to throw up. He was not in good shape. Kenyon Drake wasn't very effective either. They're trying to force a guy who was visibly sick over putting their backup in, so not a good sign for Kenyon Drake. We did think the Ravens were going to scrape out the win, and honestly, they probably should have. I think in most years when I see that absolute freak series of events where the Raiders scored, unscored, and then had the most ridiculous interception turnover I've seen in a long time. I really thought the Ravens were going to turn that around and win that, but Lamar Jackson had his second fumble of the game. Lamar Jackson fumbles killer that game. Funny enough, we did say that Lamar Jackson would have a game-deciding play, and we were right.
We were right, yeah.
Not how we thought that was going to play out, but we were right. The defense bending but not breaking, it definitely broke at the end of that game. Not just big wide receiver plays. The Raiders' third or fourth string guy, I can't even remember what his name is now, who we didn't really know anything of. In the fourth quarter, he just went crazy. The final play of the game.
Oh, you're talking about Brian Edwards.
Brian Edwards, that's who it is. Yeah.
Oh, I know a lot about him.
He was quiet almost all of that game, and in the fourth quarter and overtime,
he just went off, man.
Went off.
Yeah.
Marlon Humphrey just looked like he was completely guessed wrong. We thought they were going for field goal range. They went for the win, and Humphrey just quit on that. He was like, I'm done. So week one, a lot of stress, not feeling great about that. I had some bad feelings all week. I was like, oh man, like this is not our year. We're going to start 0-2. And then what just happened last night? Now I'm asking, are the Raiders good this year? The Raiders must be really good this year, I guess. I don't know.
I guess they're for real, right?
Real deal.
That's
right?
what we said. Real deal.
Ooh. So last night, Ravens versus Chiefs. We had a comically bad start. Lamar Jackson misses a wide open Marquise Brown for a free 7 points, and then immediately throws a pick 6. Let's break this down. The Ravens spot the Chiefs 14 points at the start of this game. We're talking first 5 minutes. The Ravens are like, have 14 points for us, please. Just go up 14. We're just going to give you that advantage right off the bat. So I'm thinking, oh boy, here we go again. And this team, grit, man. Lamar Jackson did end up making another bad play. I will say hats off to the Chiefs. They had a really deceptive defense set up. Tyrann Mathieu basically completely got Lamar. Completely got him. He was pointing to his head after that play like 200 IQ. That was big brain. He faked out the coverage. Really, Lamar bit. Lamar threw a very bad pass, which ended up in triple coverage. Free interception. Not good. Still, the game is not over. Because after that, Lamar Jackson said, I am done. I am done with what you say about me. I am done with who you tell me I am. I'm done with all of it. I'm going to show you who I really am. He ends up breaking 100 yards rushing, 200 yards passing. He gets a passing touchdown, 2 rushing touchdowns, and gets the critical 4th down conversion to seal the game after a unreal Oweh forced fumble on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I had that game so just over at that point because they're already in field goal range for Harrison Butker. You know that the Chiefs know how to play that situation. They don't lose in that situation. Oweh comes around from his, I guess, the right side from his perspective, and I don't know how he got his hand in there to punch that ball out. I don't think Clyde ever saw him. There's no excuse for a fumble in that situation. I don't know how that happened. That was a miraculous birthday gift to me, and I'm so appreciative. And then the drama, of course, continues. It goes to 4th down because their first down looked like a half-effort run. So, oh, man. A lot of panic followed by a lot of me now feeling really good about the Ravens because I was at a point where after week 1, I was like, these injuries, I don't know. I don't know how we're going to turn the season around. If we can beat the Chiefs, we can beat any team. Any team. And we made their defense look real bad. So a little bit of hope restored for the Ravens. A lot to talk about for them being that 2 games. But I am breathing easy this week. I was scared of an 0-2 start. We didn't get it. But we now have the 1-1 start in the opposite way of how I predicted it. Lamar Jackson exercises his demons. That is another checkbox that he has knocked off from the haters. He's won his playoff game. He's won his MVP. Now he's beaten Patrick Mahomes. And not only Patrick Mahomes, but he beat Patrick Mahomes in September, ending his 10-0 undefeated in September career streak. And Lamar Jackson was the one who did that. Don't get it mixed up.